yourself to be bisexual?
No.
Okay. In any event, you did develop a sexual relationship with Leslie Wexner at some point in time. Is that true?
No.
He trusted me, I trusted him, and we started doing things. So.
Do you consider yourself to be bisexual?
For 30 years, the Wexner Foundation has been making leaders, the next generation of leaders of the Jewish community and the State of Israel. My dear Les, you have contributed so much to the future of the Jewish people. You have done this with a vision and a dream, a vision you shared with others, including my dear friend.
Tell him if he wants to admit anything, he can, but it's a lie. As far
No,
as
a good friend of mine who is a woman says that she believes that Roy Cohn wants to, in effect, come out of the closet. In effect, come out of the closet.
Come out of the closet.
I do not have AIDS.
Where, Roy, do all these stories come
Oh,
from?
it's a cinch, Mike. Take this set of facts. Bachelor, unmarried, middle-aged, well, young middle-aged. And then all the stories go back to the McCarthy Shine days. Shine was a bachelor too. We were both bachelors.
So is McCarthy.
Right, and so was McCarthy.
And you have worked to strengthen the bonds between the Jewish community in North America and the State of Israel. This is an important task and a responsibility for all of us. So, to you and everyone at the Wexner Foundation, we say thank you. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do. I wish you many more years of health, happiness, and success in your important work. Shalom. Shalom to all of you from Jerusalem.
Mr. Epstein, were you sexually abused as a minor?
Wait, again?
Were you sexually abused as a minor?
And I figured out that if I could take 10 kids to the park on a Saturday, I could get 50 cents a kid for 2 hours. And so I could make $5 an hour, or $10 for 2 hours.
You were raped. You're sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I know.
I don't know what to tell you. That's horrible. He gave you a drink?
Yes.
You drank it, and then what?
I blacked out. I don't remember anything after that.
The next thing you remember
was being in this man's bed.
Who was he?
Do I have to say the name?
Get ready to fly, big boy. You know you want to.
This
especially when it comes to financing the new technologies.
You ever take a photograph that looks like a memory? I love that. To take a photograph that hurts every time you look at it, every time you look at it, it does that hurty thing right here. I can do that.
The situation is so desperate in parts of Africa that aid groups pay money to
I think what is so striking is when you go into these orphanages and you see the children, in spite of the despair, a lot of them seem very happy.
Yeah, that's the other thing you got to remember about Africa, because Africa is a sexy place. I mean, in terms of the continent is a beautiful place. The people, like you're looking at Ethiopians there, they're so royal. You know, on every street corner you're seeing Bob Marley. That's what it looked like to me. and I think it's really important to remember that.
You know, we want to inspire the new generation around the globe, around the world, and kids, you know, who need encouragement or help, you know, with scholarships or traveling or taking kids to different countries, let them experience the culture.
Your job in this sort of decent idea is to find those ones, the ones you think are very cool, something going on, something that's a bit different about these children, and put them in this room.
I think you're right. I'm going over to Africa this Christmas to orphanages, and we just had a team of mine go over and bring back tape, and I say, now that we have seen it, to do nothing means that you have been a witness to the atrocity. Now that you have seen it, you have to do something.
In Auschwitz.
Yeah.
He's a prisoner in Auschwitz. And right now, that's what's going on. We're watching people be put on the trains.
With the help of the Gates Foundation. By the way, I couldn't do anything that I do without the Gates Foundation. We couldn't move.
And so Bono and Bill Clinton and I met, and I was kind of amazed that he actually knew what he was talking about and had a real commitment to making things happen, and it was phenomenal. Ever since then, we've been big partners in crime.
Go and find the people, the younger people that they think have got something going on that they can't quite identify, but they're with these people, they seem to be anticipating their own adulthood.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. You know, we flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa. And I met him on that trip. It was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation.
It does that hurty thing right here.
What kind of camera do you use now?
I have a Canon ELPH.
I have one in my pocket.
Do you? Do you have the new one?
They're so small.
See, I want to upgrade to the new one. Yeah, see, this is great.
This is the S2.
Tell me this, Chris was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane, yes, oh yes.
But wait a minute, you didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing at.
But you find that big enough for you?
Yeah, you know what's great about it? I went recently. I took a trip to Africa.
Oh, fun!
And it was great because every place I went, I had it just I have a little
it's always there
pack, and I could check it out and take photos.
No.
Look at these kids. Come over here. Look how royal they are. The most beautiful kids on earth.
Anyway, on our last day at this orphanage, a man handed me his baby. Beautiful, royal people. And said, would you take my son with you? Every week, religious extremists take another African village. They're attempting to bring order to chaos. Well, why aren't we?
photograph that hurts every time you look at it. Every time you look at it.
Every time you look at it.
It does that hurty thing.
Why the cannibalism?
Eccellenza. Presidente.
Signore.
Tutto è buono quando è eccessivo.
I can't see nothing. Where are you, you big-headed monster? Come here, look at Father Jim.
Why the cannibalism?
Well, I had done what he said for about 20 years. I've done everything he told me to do. And I got to thinking now, why don't this guy do something I tell him to do? And he said, no. I said, well, how comes I'm always doing what you tell me to do, but then you never do what I say to? And he said, well, blah, blah, blah. So I said, now you do what I say. He said, no. I said, you do exactly what I said. He said, no. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You do exactly what I said.
Where did that need for control come from? Do you have any idea? Why the cannibalism?
Doing what I did was my way of feeling in complete control, at least for that situation. Creating my own little world where I had the final say. Finding the best looking guy that I could and having total mastery over him for as long as I wanted.
Elles ne savent pas que la bourgeoisie n'a jamais hésité même à tuer ses fils.
Here we are in beautiful Israel.
I just wanted to have the person under my complete control, not having to consider their wishes, being able to keep them there as long as I wanted.
Get ready to fly, big boy.
Because my fans start at like age 12, you know, and I talk to them as much as I can over email. Their parents all hate me, which is brilliant because they have to buy my book secretly. And what's so funny is that I have 13-year-old fans who buy my book and keep it under the mattress instead of porn.
President Trump will run in 2024, and thinking outside of the box, I think his running mate, in all honesty, should be Kanye West.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I think it's wonderful. And like I say, there's a whole generation of black Americans who have felt that they cannot say this stuff. My husband, for instance, he wants to do policy analysis, freeing kids who are coming out of foster homes and group homes.
They've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
It doesn't matter really if Kanye is just saying it to sell albums. What this does is create space for conversations with people who are
Now, let's address the elephant in the room, which we glanced on with Eclipse, and that is the Jews.
We kind of do run the media.
I hate the way They portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food.
And there were some very young boys around at that time. There was a lot of drugs and a lot of twinks taking drugs and having unsafe sex with older men, and some of these boys were very young. Some of those relationships between younger boys and older men, the sort of coming-of-age relationships, the relationships in which those older men help those young boys to discover who they are and give them security and safety and provide them with love
Oh, cunt! George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In the past.
Yeah, there's a reason why people don't come after me. They don't come after me and survive, or they survive and there's permanent scarring. When people are trying to gain respect and credibility, then I'll wrap them in controversy. When people are going for a network or friends, I'll make sure everyone has whispered about it.
Eat that. Eat that. God bless you all. What if I told you that there are a lot of people capable of time traveling? They just don't know it. I have a natural extra antenna that most human beings don't have. I'm bringing the hurricane to our shores in 2023. And you will all know my ideas. Because I said so.
I don't want to wait a moment. I want to drink it straight from the tap, straight from the tap.
Now we're talking here. Now we're cooking with gas.
I'm a political figure, and I want to organize a massive movement politically to take over the country. And that involves a great deal of associations, and sometimes they're not all good.
When people are trying to gain respect and credibility, then I'll wrap them in controversy. When people are going for a network or friends, I'll make sure everyone has whispered about it.
I don't want to wait a moment. Right when the milk is good, I want to start
drinking the milk.
Ew. I want a 16-year-old that's untouched, pristine.
You ever take a photograph that looks like a memory? I love that. To take a photograph that hurts every time you look at it, every time you look at it, it does that hurty thing right here. I can do that.